Here are 10 Wolverine tips that took me from Grandmaster all the way to Eternity playing only Wolverine. Tip number 1. Wolverine's ultimate is a powerful stun that knocks enemies into the air and slams them down, carrying them with you to the landing point. This means you can interrupt enemy ultimates like Spider-Man's or Doctor Strange's during the knock-up phase. You can also throw enemies out of healing AoE ultimates from supports like Cloak and Invisible Woman. As you climb ranks, you'll find it's sometimes better to wait until enemies pop their ultimates, then counter ult with yours to pull them out and finish them off. Tip number 2. Another way of using Wolverine's Feral Leap besides snatching tanks towards your team is using it against flyers. It feels like every patch, the Marvel Rivals devs either buff a flyer DPS like Storm or Johnny, or add a new flyer character completely like Ultron. You should use your Feral Leap ability mostly on tanks, but there will be at least one situation per game where catching a flyer is within range and will most likely win you the fight if you do land your Feral Leap on them, since your character like Storms have zero escape options, or very bad ones like Ultron. Tip number 3. Wolverine excels at taking down high HP heroes like Groot, Venom, and Strange. He's not as good against squishy targets like Mantis or Moon Knight, especially if they're being healed. In an even teamfight, go for squishy targets only if you have full rage. Wolverine's time to kill on low health targets is surprisingly long, so think carefully during teamfights about which enemies you can realistically take out in a full brawl. Tip number 4. To charge your ultimate quickly, you should be hitting tanks even if you cannot kill them straight away. As Wolverine, you're best played from an angle for value, but if you're sitting at around 50% ult charge and a big fight is about to happen, it's sometimes better to just dive into the front line to farm the rest of your ultimate. It only takes a couple of seconds of hitting their tanks to get a full bar of ultimate charge. Since strategists usually split their healing and because of that their own ult charge, you'll often get your ultimate before they get theirs and win the fight because of it. Tip number 5. Wolverine is a DPS that requires a lot of healing. He pairs the best with strategists such as Luna Snow and Invisible Woman. However, it's not like Wolverine cannot be played with healers such as Adam, but be mindful that you will find more often than not moments when reaching low health together with other teammates like the Thing or Emma Frost, where you might need to take a little moment with your team to reset, back up, and catch up with heals. Tip number 6. Wolverine is one of the DPS heroes that benefits the most from map knowledge. You need to know your escape routes, where health packs are located, and how to rotate around without relying too heavily on your supports. In higher ranks, the enemy will know when it's worth to chase you down and when not to do it. Knowing the map will allow you the former not to happen. This means more uptime, better positioning, fewer deaths, all of which add up over the course of the match. Tip number 7. For your Feral Leap to land, the enemy has to be inside your hitbox before the leap starts, or they need to be directly in your path during the leap. This is why you can sometimes leap enemies you're not even looking at, or miss leaps you thought were on target. A lot of players overestimate Wolverine's hitbox. They don't realize he jumps up and forward, often flying over the enemies entirely. So aim a little closer than you think and practice your leap timing and pacing in real matches. Tip number 8. Learning your rollouts. If you activate Undying Animal, Wolverine's damage reduction ability, while in midair, it preserves your momentum. This means you can use it during Feral Leap to launch yourself incredibly far and incredibly fast. Use this to reach mission objectives quicker or to bypass choke points entirely. Sometimes drawing enemy attention with a fast leap past their frontline gives your team the perfect opening to push through. Tip number 9. Learning when to swap. Okay, I may have lied at the beginning of the video. Swapping is sometimes necessary, but not as much as people think. Wolverine is the most rage-inducing hero in Marvel Rivals, so be prepared when up to 3 people in the enemy team switch to counter your Wolverine at the same time, after killing their tank once. This might be a hot take, but heroes like Penny, The Thing, Magneto are not a big problem for you. You can usually find a lot of value playing against them, but you should consider swapping if the enemy is playing a more Invisible Woman, Emma Frost, Punisher. It's not about one of them ruining your pick, but a combination of more than one of them that does the trick. Invisible Woman with her ability Force Physics, which will immediately cancel Feral Leap mid-flight. This can get you killed very quickly since not only you couldn't grab an enemy with it, but you will have no escape option left and you will be a sitting duck in front of their entire enemy team. Punisher also has such high sustained damage output that he can melt you before you get close to his tanks. This counter is very map dependent, so just keep an eye on it. And also if you get grabbed by Emma, you are probably dead. Having one of these counters is manageable, but when multiple of them are stacked, you'll spend more time trying to survive than dealing damage, and that's when it's smarter to swap. The final tip was a tough one to choose, but I wanted to share something extra about the Feral Leap, specifically what to do after you've caught someone with it. The key thing to consider is where you land, both for yourself and the enemy. You usually want to position yourself outside of the enemy's line of sight. If you and the enemy you Feral Leap are out of line of sight, not only they can't get healed by their teammates, but also you can't get attacked by them either. If I remember correctly, Feral Leap covers around 15 meters even if you're carrying an enemy, so you'd be surprised by how many corners or walls you can leap behind, over, or around before landing. With this, walls are your friend. But also, there are some maps where pillars break off, but the base of them still stands. So with just a tiny bit of the map's structure, you can get the tank out of line of sight of the enemy. And even if it's an inch between the enemy walking out of that spot, if you have full rage, the enemy has a high base HP, they're also low health. But the 1 second you have with the enemy while they can't get healed is enough for you to get a kill. So yeah, also stay creative, and since again the distance is quite long. Honorable mentions also, the team up that you have with the Thing and Hulk is, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit broken. If you spam it, even in team fights, it feels like you are doubling your damage every team fight. I haven't looked at the numbers, but so yeah, that's why it's not in the tips. And I feel like this this video will be a little bit on limbo because in the season 3 a new passive for Wolverine will come out that is where he will interact with Johnny and another character, so he will have more damage and self-healing, AoE, a bunch of weird stuff. So Wolverine will probably be permaban for the whole season 3, which will be like 3 months or so. So yeah, my main that I ranked up with for so long will be permaban. So I don't know how to feel about this. In one hand, I thought, well, I was right. Wolverine was still broken. I just pushed it over the edge, right? But in the other hand, well, it's banned, so time to learn something else. Or go back to Strange. So yeah, that's the... And also, Strange got... I used to play Strange. And then Strange got nerfed on season 2. And I'm like, okay, I need to learn something else. Let me learn Wolverine. Now that gets buffed by a team up. And now, since the team up is going to come out, Wolverine will get banned. So, okay, now what do you want me to do? But yeah, anyways, tough life. I wouldn't consider myself a meta slave because I feel like most people that made guides had like Wolverine on like A rank out of S to like C. But yeah, the Marvel Rivals gods, the developer gods are telling me again like, yo, you should quit the game. Because we will either buff unnecessarily or nerf unnecessarily every hero you play. So yeah, thanks for watching. If this video helped me reach 2,000 subscribers, that will mean a lot to me. So yeah, also quick update. I took a break from making content because I kind of got burned out. I uploaded like 200 videos, including like shorts and all that, in like 6 months, and like 50 videos in 6 months too. So yeah, I got burned out. So I'll tell you guys. I mean, I don't really know if I will keep uploading that much. Maybe like tomorrow I get like super motivated, so I start releasing even more content. Who knows? So yeah, thanks for watching and bye.